Shame on you. You're 25 and you're living with your grandmother. You're not doing too good. You used up your quota of criminal convictions between now and the time that you're 98. Do you know that? I'm serious as a heart attack. It's time to grow up. You're living with your grandmother.
At the moment, yeah.
Well, why are
right
you
now,
living with your grandmother? Because you're not getting out, you're not working, right?
Yes, I've been working.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Yes, sir.
Look, I don't have any choice as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's coming up. There's no way he can do the court work program days and pay his fines by June the 18th. Lawyers, are there?
Your Honor, we don't have, our last case is at 10:30. It's a motion with two attorneys. No, everything after that, after the 10:30 resolved until 1 with our carryover landlord tenant.
Okay. So, my father is deceased 40 years ago today, and I'm going to go to church with my mother and brother at noon, and I might just be a few minutes late. I'll do everything I can to get here back on time. Okay.
Yeah, Judge, these are all return hearings, so I'll just get the parties in to speak with each other.
That's good.
So that'll take them a little bit of time to discuss possible consents.
The 1 o'clock, are those with just lawyers, or are they with lawyers in pro per?
There's lawyers at 1 o'clock. There's lawyers in impropers at 1:30.
Would you do me a favor? Call the lawyers at 1 and ask them to come in at 1:30. Will you do that for me, please?
Sure.
I don't need them waiting around.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Levine, Pentuck, and Pallets, so shouldn't be a problem.
Thank you very much.
No problem. I do have plaintiff's attorney on the 9 o'clock for Ford Motor, but we could give a few minutes for defendants to appear.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I've had you in front of me before. Have I, counsel, or have I?
You're referring to me?
Yeah, or have I? Have you been in front of me before?
Yes,
okay.
I have. Yep. I'm kind of new at federal seats, though. I've only been
I get
there.
so many lawyers, different lawyers on these civil cases. And who did you say the defense lawyer is going to be?
Matthew Langston.
Okay, that's him. All right, I see. Okay. All right. Mr. Labadie, I'm going to ask you to take your hat off, if you would, please, sir. And as soon as I'm going to be able to... Are they ready on Ford Motor versus Labadie right now? Jen?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just put the attorney and the Labadies in the breakout room on the Ford Motor matter.
Okay, good enough.
Okay, sorry. This is the civil clerk. What can I help you with? Uh-huh.
Oh, no, that's good. I didn't know that.
Pistons played good, eh?
You haven't found it yet?
Yeah, I started off a little slow. But,
Yeah.
Wow,
Tobias Harris was on fire.
that one guy, that Jenkins,
Yeah.
he was shooting lights on.
Good morning, Mr. Langston. I'm going to go ahead and call this case now.
Okay, my apologies, Your Honor. I did not see the notice.
Jefferson Capital versus Joe Tostage, 2600218. Okay, your appearances, please.
Michelle Bourne-Fisher, P67527, on behalf of plaintiff.
And good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Langston, P7983, appearing on behalf of the defendant.
You guys just want dates? Or do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we'll email each other, but yeah, dates would be great.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you discovery cutoff will be July the 12th. No ADR. Nobody demanded a jury, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Witness lists are due on June the 12th. Obviously, there being no jury, I'm not going to have a settlement conference date. August the 24th will be the trial date. Right, Jen, at 10:30?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't have to file a trial brief. If you choose to file one, you have to file and exchange it not later than 20 days before the trial date. I think that covers it. All motions for summary have to be filed and heard, not later than 20 days before the trial date. So you'd have to file it sometime around discovery cutoff date.
Okay.
Okay? Anything else, Ms. Born-Fisher?
No, I have nothing else.
Mr. Langston, anything else?
Just to confirm those dates, I was July 12th for the end of
Discovery
discovery,
cutoff.
June 12th for witness list and exhibits, and I missed the trial date.
August 24th at 10:30 a.m. And I don't really need exhibit lists, but I don't really need exhibit lists. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, let me just check one thing here. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't need exhibit lists. Okay, guys, again, the Supreme Court wants us to have those satisfaction surveys filled out. If you wouldn't mind taking a minute, I'd appreciate it. Have a great day. Thank you very much. We'll see
Thank you, Your
you
Honor.
later. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks,
You
Michelle.
have, here you go, Sadie. Do we have, is the Ford Motor lawyer here? He's here, right?
Yes, they're in a breakup.
Cam Young is playing good golf
Did he win it?
by like 7 or 8 shots, 7 shots, I think, or 6, maybe 7 or 8.
I seen he was leading. Scheffler was right behind.
Scheffler finished second by himself. Like 7 shots, I think it looks. I saw Cleveland beat Toronto.
Yeah. It'll be a tough series.
I know that Harden is something else, but they got some good players.
Yeah. See the hockey game, Montreal front on Tampa.
Who won?
Montreal won 2-1. They had 8 shots all game. Both goals were flukes. One goal went off one of the Tampa Bay guys, off his pants. And the other goal, the guy shot it wide, went off the glass, came back, and the guy like baseball batted it out of the air. It was 2 fluke goals. Yeah. Tampa Bay had 29 shots. I don't know. Hopefully they lose.
What game was that?
That was game 7 of the first round.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was in Tampa too.
Kind of root for those Canadian teams, though.
They haven't won a cup since the 90s.
I know. That's why I root for them.
And keep down.
What's that?
Keep down.
Good morning. Are you guys ready on that, Ms. Are you here on Ford Motor?
Yes, we're ready. We have made an agreement.
Okay. Ford Motor Company versus Daniel N. and Kelly L. Labadie, 2600424. Good morning, Ms. Strada. I have a hard time with that. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
Stradowski.
Good morning. Robin
Your appeal-
Stradowski on behalf of Ford Motor Credit Company.
Mr. Labadie, your name, sir?
My name is Daniel Labadie.
Mrs. Labadie?
Kelly
Um,
Labadie?
All right. Any
There she is.
resolution on this?
Yes, we have spoken and we've agreed that the defendants will enter into a consent judgment where they will pay $200 a month beginning June 15th and then by the 15th of each month until paid.
What is the total amount of the judgment? Can you give me the breakdown?
Yes, the damages is $4,043.64. The cost of $135.64 and statutory attorney fee of $75 for a total amount of $4,254.28.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, Mr. Labadie?
Yes, I do.
Do you, Ms. Labadie?
Yes.
So she's telling me you guys are agreeing to the judgment, a judgment in that amount in favor of the plaintiff Ford Motor Credit Company for the amount of $425,428. In favor of the plaintiff and against each of you jointly and severally with the understanding that installment payment orders would be paid at the rate of $200. Installment payments would be made at the rate of $200 per month beginning June the 15th and the 15th of every month thereafter until paid in full. Do you agree to that, Mr. Labadie?
I do agree.
Do you, Ms. Labadie?
Yes, I do.
And I want you to understand, so long as you make those payments as agreed upon, they cannot garnish wages. They could garnish bank accounts, they could garnish tax returns, but they cannot garnish wages. Do you understand that, Mr. Labadie?
Yes.
Ms. Labadie?
Yes.
Does Ms. Sradowski have your permission to sign your name to that proposed consent judgment, Mr. Labadie?
Yes.
Ms. Labadie,
Yes, she does.
do you have any questions at all for me, Mr. Labadie?
Just once this is on file, will I get something in the mail regarding
Yeah,
this?
she's going to submit it to me in the next probably 24 hours, I'm guessing, and then I'll sign it. Sometimes I don't get to them as quick as I'd like, but you should definitely have that by Thursday or Friday at the latest.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Ma'am, do you have any questions, Ms. Labadie?
No.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Again, there's a public satisfaction survey. It's not my doing. The Supreme Court wants us to do that. If you have a minute to fill that out, I would appreciate it. They want us to tell you that. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Good luck, folks.
You too.
Thank you. All right, what else do I have here? Anything else that's ready?
No, Judge, our next.
How you doing, Mr. Granada? Well, all right, we're going to call these criminal cases first, so. Morning, Mr. Mears.
Morning,
Detective.
Judge. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, good today.
Good,
Got some energy for this afternoon.
good. What, are you going golfing or something?
Maybe. Looks like it. It's my turn.
I get it. All right, people versus, I'm gonna just take the one on the top there, guys. Parrott, Dalton James Parrott, 267100092. All right, Sergeant, your name?
Sergeant Aaron Irish County Police Department.
All right, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings.
I do.
Wait a minute. Is this supposed to be mine?
All on it. She said it was. We switched to the
I'm on the state docket.
state document.
Yeah, I know. So, okay, whatever. All right, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm sorry. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
I do.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, on May 1st, 2026, at approximately 9:45 p.m., Trenton PD officers were dispatched to 3376 Van Horn Road, apartment 272, in reference to a domestic assault. Officers arrived and spoke with the victim, identified as Maya Merrow. Merrow stated her ex-boyfriend, identified as the defendant, Dalton James Parrott, with whom she has a past dating relationship with. The defendant was going through the victim's cell phone and observed a text message that made him upset. And at some point, the defendant grabbed the victim by the throat, held her up against the wall for several seconds. The defendant then threw the victim to the couch and continued to choke the victim. The victim stated she never lost consciousness, but she could not breathe and did start to panic. The defendant did finally let her go, gathered his items, and left the apartment, where she was able to call 911. The defendant was observed walking down Van Horn Road, where he was stopped by Trenton police officers and subsequently arrested. We did take digital photographs of the victim's throat showing injuries, and the victim did go to the hospital on her own after being checked out by the Trenton Fire Department.
All right. All right, so they used to date. This is her ex, right?
Yes.
Based on your sworn testimony, I find the crime of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder by strangulation was committed. There's probable cause to believe the crime was committed by the defendant and unauthorized the issuance of the complaint and the warrant for the arrest of the defendant. All right. For your appearance.
P78413, MIDC counsel representing Mr.
Sir, your name?
Dalton James Parrott, Your Honor.
All right. So for purposes of arraignment, how does he wish to proceed?
Your Honor, we'll waive formal rating, stand mute, ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything. If you say something in or out of court, orally or in writing, it can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by a lawyer not only today, but at all subsequent court proceedings. And if you cannot afford one, you would be appointed one at public expense. Also, if you choose to submit the question with law enforcement officials, you do have the right to be represented by a lawyer at that questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days. You have the right to a preliminary examination within 7 days thereafter. At the probable cause conference, your lawyer will discuss this case with the prosecutor. At the preliminary examination, the people would have to show that the crime was committed and that you were the one who probably committed the crime. If they prove that, you'll be bound over for further proceedings to the circuit court. If they fail to prove that, then the case would be dismissed and you would be discharged. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference will take place on May the 12th at 8:45. That will be in front of me. I'm not sure why they have Judge Hussin's name on this. And then May the 19th will be the preliminary exam at 10:15, both of which will be in front of me. What would you like to say regarding bond, counsel?
Your Honor, I would like to, I spoke to Mr. Barrett. Currently, he's working, doing, I believe he works for the College of, excuse me, I'm sorry. He's working at Vincent Tower, making wind turbine blades. He's been doing that for the past 6 months. It's a good paying job. He's also, prior to that, he was doing maintenance, doing overhead crane and vault manufacturing for a local company. He currently has friends and family, or friends in Toledo, which is where he plans to stay once it's released on bond. He has no open loss or warrants, and his criminal history is clean, at least for the past 10 years. He has no failures to appear in court. Based on the nature of the charges, he understands how serious they are. When we would ask the court for a personal bond in his case, because among other things, the Trenton Police Department has not asked for a cash bond.
Sergeant Benars, do you have anything to say on bond? And I would like you to be a little more specific with regard to the injuries that they ascertained or observed on the victim.
The victim showed redness on her throat. They did go back the other night and take pictures, which I have not seen yet. That was a request of the prosecutor. I cannot speak to those because I have not seen the photographs yet.
What are you asking for bond-wise?
Yeah, I will leave that to the discretion of the court.
Listen very carefully, Mr. Parrott. I'm going to give you a personal bond, but you're to stay away from that victim. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
$10,000 personal bond. You can leave the state to go to Ohio.
Okay,
Otherwise, you cannot leave the state. You can only go to Michigan or Ohio. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm telling you, no contact with Maya Merrill. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email her, or communicate with her in any way. No assault, abusive, or intimidating behavior toward her. You're not to enter the property address at 3376 Van Horn Road, apartment 272 in Trenton. No alcohol. Was there alcohol involved in this, Sergeant, or marijuana or illegal drugs?
That was not related to me. I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm not going to order that. No firearms, no dangerous weapons. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. You are not to be within 2 miles of the victim, her residence, or place of employment. So I'm not going to order a GPS tether. I want you to be clear with me, I want to be clear with you, Mr. Parrott. If I ordered a GPS tether, you're going to be sitting in the county jail for 5 days until they can fit it. I'm not going to do that. But I'm telling you, if you have any contact, you have somebody call somebody who calls somebody who calls somebody who calls her, you're going to be sitting in jail for a long time. Do we understand one another?
I understand you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So your court date will be on May the 12th at 8:45 and then May the 11th or May the 19th at 10:15. Okay.
I'm going to copy that from you guys, right? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Thank you, Sergeant. People against Sluter. Drake Allen Sluter, 24B146556. Mr. Sluter, come on up here. State your name, counsel, your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Drake Allen Sluter.
MIDC counselor for Mr. Sluter.
He was supposed to be here on May the 4th for a show cause. He's had no prior technical violations. On June the 18th of 25, I placed him on probation under section 771.1 for a period of 9 months. And then I ordered that he reappear in person on, let's see, he appeared on March 4th. Yes, on March 4th of 26. He failed to appear on this warrant. There are 2 counts: failure to attend and complete two of 3 days on the court work program, and failure to pay fines and costs as ordered. How is he going to proceed on these?
Your Honor, I spoke to Mr. Sluter. He's going to plead guilty to both of the counts. I would also make note to the court, make note that he missed his hearing because he was actually in rehab at the time, in inpatient rehab.
All right, sir, if you plead guilty here, I do want you to understand that would be 2 technical violations. You haven't absconded for 60 days, I suppose, because you were picked up. No, I guess it is 60 days today, so your probation could be revoked. Let me think. April 57, yeah, it's 61 days. Your probation could be revoked, and you could be incarcerated on this for 90 days with your 771 status revoked and the conviction entered. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You are presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty by a preponderance of the evidence. You have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all of those rights, and we are not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge you failed to attend and complete 2 of 3 days on the court work program, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty, sir.
Did you fail to attend 2 of 3 days on the court work program?
Yes, because
Just want to know if you failed to attend that, sir.
Yes, I did.
And then as to count 2, the charge you failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered.
Yes.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept your plea to both counts. Why wasn't he here? He was in rehab for how long?
Mr. Sluter, how long, when did you get released from rehab? Your hearing was on March 5th.
I was released from rehab in March, but I was also taken to Lake Ridge, where I was also placed in rehab there under their custody, which I just got released from there not long ago.
When?
About 2 weeks ago.
Why didn't you come in here?
I didn't. I was going to come and take care of all this. I just.
When?
Like
tomorrow, right? You know how many people told me tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
You can't do this, son. Detective, can I have your name back there, please?
Detective Ronald Tar, Brownstown PD.
Do you live in Belleville, Mr. Sluter?
Yes, at the moment I do, but I'm trying to get back into another sober living.
Where was he picked up, Detective?
Your Honor, I'm not sure of that.
It was in Detroit.
He's a passenger in a car in Detroit. I believe he's been incarcerated since the weekend. Mr. Sluter, how long have you been in custody? Since Friday?
Since Friday, yeah.
Call in, Jessica. You got to take care of things, sir.
I understand.
I mean, it's great that you're going to sober living and all these other places, but you can't ignore your obligations. You could have gotten online from a facility, and that's number one. And number two, you should have shown up here the day of, and that's assuming you went the day that you were released, and that's assuming you went. I don't have any proof that you went. Do you have any proof that you were there?
Yes, in my property, but I don't have any of my property with me.
This is not good. I need your name, please. So he was picked up. He says he was in inpatient facilities. Do we have any proof of that?
Yeah, he's been in and out of inpatient facilities pretty much the entire time I had him on probation. The last proof of him being inpatient I have was January 28th of 2026. They sent me a letter of Sacred Heart stated that he was inpatient at that time. I don't know if he was released or anything though. I never got a release report from it.
You know, you had other misses on this case too. You know that, right? You gotta grow up.
I understand, sir. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me. And by the way, picked up another charge, right? When were you going to tell us about that? Whatever happened with that case out of Van Buren? Possession of meth.
I went back to court and it was supposed to get dropped down to probation through them. But with me being in treatment, I never was able to go back to court.
So you didn't go there either, huh? You graduated, get the screening, the pre-sentence. Did you graduate?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Sluter.
Yes.
You're 23.
25.
Okay, I'm sorry. You were 23 at the time we did this, handled this case. You're not doing too good. You used up your quota of criminal convictions between now and the time that you're 98. Do you know that? I'm serious as a heart attack. It's time to grow up. You're living with your grandma, right?
At the moment, yeah.
Why are you living with your grandmother? Because you're not getting out, you're not working, right?
Yes, I've been working.
Well, I'm just telling you. Shame on you. You're 25 and you're living with your grandmother.
Yes, sir.
Look, I don't have any choice as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's coming up. There's no way he can do the court work program days and pay his fines by June the 18th. I'm revoking your 771.1 status.
Okay.
I'm entering the conviction. Yeah, you're not doing too well. You got in with the wrong crowd, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got in with the guys that you just don't want to be within 48 miles of, you know? And not even 48 miles unless you don't have a car and you only have a bicycle. I get the feeling sometimes, Mr. Sluter, it bothers me to see people ruin their lives more than it does them. You know that?
Yes, sir.
You can go to rehab all the days you want, but you keep hanging around with the same thugs. And then that's what happens. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to sentence him anew. Give me a first page of a register, please. I'm going to sentence him anew. I'm revoking his status, entering the conviction, and we'll go from there.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm gonna go take a
Anything else?
I think we covered that. I just wanted to let you know that he is working full-time at the College for Creative Studies in Detroit. He's doing maintenance there. He's stable. He's living with his grandmother, who's in the line on a place to have his own place in Detroit. And again, he's been incarcerated since Friday.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Sluter? How many days were you, now, I don't want you to embellish. I do not want you to embellish. You said that was January 28th, right? And that was from,
Sacred Heart.
and they said he'd been in there how long?
At that point, they just stated that he was inpatient there and that he had gone inpatient on the 28th. And the letter was just stating that he's there, the maximum time that he would stay there would be about 30 days, but his average length would be 10 to 21 days. But it was just when he was admitted. They never sent anything to tell me after how many days he completed.
Right. How long were you at Sacred Heart? And I can easily find out, so don't lie to me.
I was there for 21 days. And then I
what
left
happened?
there.
So you got out, hang on. So you got out sometime around February 18th. Then where'd you go?
And then I went to Lake Ridge Village.
How long were you there?
I was there up until recently, maybe about a couple weeks ago.
Hang on a second. Hang on. From February 18th until sometime in the third week of April, is that where you're telling me, what you're telling me?
Yes.
You were in? Then you didn't show up on your circuit court case, right?
Yes, sir, because I was in Lake Ridge Village at the time. And it was hard to
How
get.
long?
A couple weeks now.
And you didn't go over to the circuit court and surrender?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Apologize. I do apologize, sir.
You don't need to apologize to me. I'm not the one serving the jail time. That's your gig.
Judge, I will say too, when he was sentenced, we did have proof he was sentenced June 18th of 2025. At that time, we had proof that he was in Sacred Heart and then also in a sober living facility since April 1st of that year. So he'd done about a little over 2 months either in Sacred Heart or in a sober living facility at the time that he was sentenced.
Whoever's got the phone has got to leave the building, please. You got to take the phone out of the building, please. Thank you. 100 fines, 250 costs, 75 victims' rights. So I'm actually we're gonna do away with the $620 plus any late fees on the fines. I'm only gonna charge you 100, 250, 75, 50. So that's victims' rights and $50 justice assessment. So your total's 475 and 17 days, credit 5, serve 12 more. You're going to serve an additional 673 days if you don't pay your fines. I'm going to let you pay those at the rate of $50 per week. I'm going to start that beginning on June the 22nd. Now, if you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom, or you can come in here and talk to me, and I'll be glad to give you an extension, okay? But if you ignore me, you're going to serve the other 73 days. Do you understand?
What about today? Like, how am I going to get out of here?
You're in custody now. I gave you 17 days and I'm crediting 5. You're serving 12 more.
Okay.
Good luck. Thanks, Mr. Granata. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck. Concord versus Kelly Tackett. 2601496.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ralph Mayers, P23815, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff Concord Co-op.
Good morning, Mr. Mayers. You're looking good. What happened with this one? I don't have Kelly Tackett here. Is there going to be a dismissal or is it a default?
Well, Your Honor, there's still rent due and owing, so we would seek a default judgment for non-payment.
You can go ahead and proceed.
Amount of rent to retain is $1,196. And we have court costs of $179.58. Total default judgment proposed would be $1,375.58.
And your late fees are less than $75 a month, right?
Oh, they're down to 50, Your Honor.
Right, I knew that. So writ date will be in this case May the 14th, if you can get me that here this morning. Okay, Mr. Mayers?
We'll send that out today, Judge.
And you have one more. You got Concord versus Jamie Asunto, 2601497.
Again, Ralph Mayers, behalf of the plaintiff. Your Honor, the defendant has failed to appear. There's a good reason. While this was pending, I was informed by the co-op that the defendant passed.
Oh, no.
Nobody has come forward with letters of authority to represent the estate. However, once the co-op retains the unit back, and this is for non-payment, they'll clean it out, and then any refund for any equity would have to go to the estate. So we would ask for a default judgment versus Jamie Asunto, the estate of Jamie Asunto, and all occupants, Your Honor, and I have the amount due and owing.
Okay, go ahead.
The amount would be due and owing of $598 in carrying charges. That's through April. Court costs $179.58. Total proposed default judgment, therefore, would be $777.58.
All right, writ date will be on the 14th of May. Default judgment's entered. That's a shame. So I'll ask you to submit your judgment. Good to see you, Mr. Mayers.
Back at you, Judge. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. You know, the Supreme Court is asking us to remind everybody to fill out one of those public satisfactions. If you get a minute, I'd appreciate it. If not, I understand.
I would love to have that form to fill out. I don't have it.
It's on the screen here. Jennifer.
Oh, I see.
The website is on the screen, Mr. Mayers.
I'll see if I can figure it out.
Okay.
Thanks. Have a good day. Samson Billy Alohi versus Sukrai Singh. Come on up here, gentlemen. 2601776. And also Michigan Truck Driving School, Inc. Samson Alohi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. Your name?
Samson.
Okay. You understand good English, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who is Sukrai Singh? Your name?
Sukrai.
And what is your name?
Sukrai. I'm his partner.
Well, he's just, who owns Michigan Truck Driving School?
3 partners, so one is not cooperating. So
I'm sorry?
we were 3 partners, so 2 are here. So he's
All right, let me see this. Let me just figure this out, okay? So you're suing both of those entities, right?
yes, sir.
So you're getting sued individually, Mr. Singh. You know that.
I just know now. I don't know this.
You got to keep your voice up for me.
We are running the Michigan Truck Driving School. The school has been shut down like a couple of months now. We are not operating any more business, and we are 3 partners.
This isn't something I saw on TV, is it?
No.
Well, okay. You know you're being sued individually, right?
I just know now.
Okay. And then you have to tell me your name again, Mr.
Oh, SUKHP.
Hang on, slow down. Say that again.
UKH
H
SUKHPAL.
SUKHPAL. And that's your
First name.
first name. Is your last name Singh too?
Yes.
And are you two related?
Yes.
What is your relations?
Brother-in-law. Brother-in-law.
How can he be? Okay, I know. Brother-in-law? So you guys have the same last name, even though you're brother-in-law?
Yes, same.
Okay. All right. So I need to advise everybody here, you have the right to have the case removed to the General Civil Division. Anybody can do that. If you proceed in the Small Claims Division, you are giving up certain rights. Each one of you are giving up the right to hire a lawyer. Each one of you are giving up the right to demand a trial by jury. Each one of you are giving up the right to appeal my decision, no matter how good or bad you think it is. And to the extent that you are entitled to it, plaintiff, you're giving up the right to seek an excess of $7,000. If you're going to stay in the Small Claims Division, you would have to waive those rights. If you want to have the case removed to the General Civil Division, I'll still be the judge presiding in the case, but you can hire a lawyer, you can demand a trial by jury, you can seek an excess of $7,000, and you can appeal my decision. Okay, so you could have a jury trial, you could hire a lawyer, you could appeal my decision, and if you're gonna, that's if you remove the case. Do you understand that,
Yes.
Mr. Singh?
Yes.
And do you understand that, Mr. Sukhbal Singh?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that, Mr. Alohi?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to give up those rights and proceed here?
Give up.
Okay. if you waive those rights, we're going to have the hearing now. If you tell me, Judge, I don't want to waive those rights. I want to have a trial by jury, or I want a lawyer, or I want to be able to appeal your decision, then just tell me and I'll remove the case to the general civil division, in which case you can hire a lawyer, have a jury trial, and appeal my decision. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do?
I want to wait.
I can't hear you.
I want to wait.
You want to,
I don't want to remove it.
okay, so you want to waive the rights?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, slow down. Slow down. Do you want to waive those rights, or do you want to go to the general civil division?
No, I don't want to go. I want to leave.
You want to waive those rights? Take your hand away from your mouth. If you waive those rights, I'm going to hear the case here. If you, right now, if you,
I want the case right.
you want to waive those rights then?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Mr. Singh? And I'm talking about you, Mr. Sukrai Singh. Do you want to waive those rights, or do you want to have the case removed?
We don't do here.
What's that?
You can do here.
You waive those rights?
Yes.
And on behalf of the company, do you also waive those rights, Mr. Sukrai Singh?
Yes.
Do you also waive those rights on behalf of the company, Mr. Sukbal Singh?
Can I just know the clarification? What was the waiving? Like, he's blaming on $4,000 one.
Okay, you guys, I want to make sure everybody understands.
Yes.
Okay? I want to answer your question, but you keep your voice up nice and loud for me and slow down. So what is your question? Nice and loud and slow.
All right. My question is, we can move to our attorney, so we can hire attorney when we want to proceed.
Okay, you got to keep your voice up. Hi, I'm getting old.
Yes.
And I can't hear everything.
Okay,
And
so-
now you guys got a little bit of broken English, which is fine, but it makes it harder for me to understand. Voice nice and loud and slow. Do you want to have the case removed to the general civil division and hire a lawyer?
Yes.
All right, they have that right. But you have to hire a lawyer on behalf of the company. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So they have the right to have the case removed. And you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
All right, so you have to hire a lawyer, though. You have to.
Yes.
You don't have to, but you might want to, okay? I'll just make a note. Defendants want case removed. You also want it removed versus you? Either
Yes.
way, you don't have a case, you don't have a choice. Is that what you want, Mr. Sukrai Singh?
Yes.
I'll make a note. Defendants want case to be removed. You're gonna fill out a demand for removal, okay? Demand for removal. And then you're going to have to answer the complaint. So you better go get your lawyer today. Remind me, I think it's 14 days, right, Jennifer, I think? 14 days they have to answer the complaint. So you're gonna have to go hire a lawyer today so you don't miss that deadline. Fill out a demand for removal right down the hall right now.
Okay.
And then they have that right, so I'm gonna reschedule it and we'll set it for a pretrial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
All right, good enough. Have a good day. We'll see you back here. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good day. Marquise Moses Vega. Where's Marquise Vega? 24W836-756A. Where's Marquise Vega? Is he here? Andrew Mara versus FHL Homes. Are they here? Come on up. 2601086.
Here's the podium. Here's the podium.
What's your name, sir, Mr. Mara?
Andrew Mara.
And sir, what is your name?
Fabio Leo, L-E-A-L.
I'm sorry, can you spell the last name again? Okay, slow down.
L.
Wait a minute. Did you say your first name was Fabio? F-A-V-I-O?
D as in boy.
Fabio, I'm sorry. And then the last name?
L.
Okay,
A.
A-L.
L.
Leo. Okay, what is your position with FHL Homes?
I have a DBA.
Okay, so, but you have knowledge of the facts and circumstances of this case, right?
Yes.
Did you guys have a contract?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Do you have it with you?
Photocopy of it.
Good enough. Before we go on, I'll tell you too, you have the right to have the case removed. You do not have to proceed in the small claims division if you don't want. If you proceed here, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up the right to hire a lawyer. You're giving up the right to appeal my decision if you don't like it. And you're giving up the right to demand a trial by jury. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I understand.
Do you understand that, Mr. Leal?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that, Mr. Mara?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to the extent that you might be entitled to it, you're giving up the right to seek in excess of $7,000. Do you understand that, Mr. Mara?
Understand.
Do you wish to give up those rights and proceed here, or do you wish to have the case removed, Mr. Mara?
To waive those rights and proceed with small claims.
Do you wish to give up those rights and proceed here, Mr. Leal, or do you wish to have the case removed to the General Civil Division?
We'd like to continue here.
You waive those rights?
Yes, sir.
Raise, do you have any witnesses, either one of you?
No.
Raise your right hands. Solemnly swear affirmative penalties of perjury that the testimony you give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got. Mr. Murrah?
I do.
Mr. Leal? You have a contract?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you hire FHL Homes to do?
Hired them to do cement work on my private residence,
Where at?
18335 Emmett Road in Brownstown, Michigan.
Yeah, I understand, but what, the driveway or what?
Driveway is slab.
Driveway and slab, okay. And did they do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what happened?
So the plan was on the slab portion that the structure was going to be placed on top. So when I went forward
Where was the slab going to be?
at the end of the driveway, it's
Do you have a picture of it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me
Not of the actual cement work, but of the structure. And so I have the
Well, then hand it up if you would, please.
We're gonna give you some documents too.
Okay. Let me see your contract too. Oh, jeez. I haven't had it on the whole time.
No, it was not, it's been a while.
All right. Okay, I hope you have another copy of this for yourself.
It's gotta go. Where the phone was trying, it's gotta go out of the building.
Do you?
I do not, I apologize. I gave a copy to the court when I assumed the paperwork.
Let me see something. Maybe it's in the back here. Yeah. It's a little different type, but good. I can hand you this one back. All right, so you tell me what happened, Mr. Mars. So you hired them to do cement work and put a slab at the end of the driveway.
Yes, sir.
Where's Emmett again?
It's in Brownstown.
I know, what street? I mean, by what streets?
It's north of Sibley, east of Telegraph. Right by elementary school.
Okay, so what happened?
So I made it very clear what the end game was for the slab portion that the structure was going to be placed on top. I'm not a contractor, so I had them go ahead with the permit with Brownstown Building Department. So through the time, it was very clear that
What did you want a slab at the end for?
that is going to be the foundation of the structure that's going to be placed on top.
What kind of structure?
It's going to be a metal garage shed. I have the dynamics and paperwork as well. So
this is at the end of a cement driveway?
yes, this
How close was this going to be to the street?
had the length of the driveway itself, which is 9 feet, about 6 feet,
67 feet.
67 feet, I apologize.
Can I ask you a question? I'm trying to visualize this. Is there a picture in here somewhere?
Not in my paperwork.
That's a picture of my exhibit.
I see.
There's a picture.
So there's no public sidewalk there on Emmett,
No.
right? And where did you want it in? Was it going to be, see this car? Can you see that car in the picture here or not?
That's his car.
I know, but that car, can you see the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the slab going to be behind the car?
No, it's gonna be in front of the car, next to the residence. It's supposed to be like a garage structure next to my home.
I see.
To the driveways lead to the structure, the slab from the roadway.
So what happened?
So I contacted the steel company who's gonna come and put the structure on top, and I said you can go ahead with the permit to erect the structure on it.
You said that to who?
It's American Edge Steel. That's who the company that's gonna put the structure on it.
Okay.
Gave them a go ahead that everything is done, the cement was. They contacted me a few months later, stating that Brownstown reached out to them and they denied the permit. So I asked the reason why the permit was denied. They said there wasn't a proper footing around and the perimeter of the slab. So a structure cannot be put up top. So, and then I contacted Ruben.
Not a proper footing around the
The slab.
the slab?
Yes.
Okay, so they denied the permit.
Yes.
Did you know he was gonna put in the structure?
He present, like you said, a metal shed. Doesn't require no.
Wait,
He asked for a metal shed that is right there on the exhibit. The instructions of the company does not include any footing. It only says concrete slab. There is a exhibit there with the proposed that is exhibit, right?
okay, sir, I wanna make sure I'm understanding everything that you say, okay? When he contracted with your company, did you know he was going to put a structure out there?
He gave a drawing.
Say that, hold on, wait. I'm having a hard time understanding you. So, go ahead, but nice and loud and slow,
Exhibit 5
okay?
shows a metal shed supplied by Mr. Morrow.
He gave that to you when he was contracted, right?
Yeah, that is a metal shed. The drawing supplied by him doesn't indicate anything at all. It says concrete slab. The drawing that was presented to him and approved shows concrete slab. The permit submitted to the city and approved by the city is concrete slab.
Did you guys did you acquire a permit that allowed him to put up a shed?
I submit to me the drawings. And that's what he approved. And that's what it was done.
Okay. I want to slow down. I want to ask the question again. Did you acquire a permit that allowed him to put up this shed? Yes or no?
The permit was pulled for the concrete slab that doesn't require no footing. There is a.
Say that, repeat that.
The concrete, the permit that was pulled was according to the drawing, and the drawing showed there is no footage there. And was submitted to the city. The city kept still instruction.
You know what I'd like to do? I don't mean to interrupt you. I want to get whoever it is at the township that denied the permit. And I'd like you to bring in whoever it was that you were contracting with to put in the structure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna want, what building inspector were you dealing with?
There is no permit there.
And emails in regards to have Andy Gobert.
Andy who?
Gobert.
Okay. I want you to contact him, and you probably should subpoena him. And I want you also, one of you guys, to subpoena American, whatever it was. Whoever was going to put the structure in. You gave me their name. I'm sorry? Subpoena them too. I feel like I need to know more about this. Okay?
Your Honor, I'm not too familiar with civil proceedings, so when it comes to subpoenaing the people that you want, I can do that on my own accord, just tell them to come in.
Well, that is not a court order. Jennifer, you're going to explain this to them. They're going to prepare an order to appear. And you're going to have to tell us the name and address of the people. And if you have their phone number, that's perfect. Then you can hire the process server to go out and serve this, okay? Then we'll make sure that we have everybody. So we're going to adjourn this. I'm going to give you enough time. Adjourn. So township official, and I'm talking about the building official involved, and individual who was to put in structure. How bad would it be to put in footings now? I'm just asking a stupid question. How hard would that be?
That's a good question. I tried to contact him because he didn't directly with one Torres. It was a friend that make up a favor to pull it for me. And he dealt with Mr. Ruben Torres all day long. Once he sent me the notice that it was a problem, if you look at the exhibit number.
Okay, I'm just asking that question.
That's what the question is about. They said very clear, this is Mr. Fabio. What's the problem with Mr. Ruben Torres? Did he finish the work?
Sure.
Please call me.
Okay, let's do this. You subpoena the person who was to put in the structure or the principal, whoever you were dealing with from that contract, from that outfit, and you subpoena the building official. Sir, what language do you speak?
Spanish. Now,
Hang on. I'm not going to go on this, but I think I need a Spanish interpreter. I really do, because, you do fine, but you speak with broken English, and I want to make sure that I have every word just to understand, okay? So I'm not trying to insult you in any way. I'm going to get a Spanish interpreter here, okay? Just to help me to make sure that I'm not missing any words, okay? Is that fair?
Right.
So that's what we're going to do, Jennifer.
Could I send to you?
Not yet. We're just going to adjourn this. I'm not going to change my mind at this point. Jennifer, I want you to take all these. He brought me some pictures. I want all their stuff copied off and the originals given back to them. Okay, I'm going to have John bring this down. But give me a date in about a month.
June 15th.
We're going to adjourn it to June 15th. That'll give you plenty of time. Mr. Mara is going to get the subpoenas. You're going to give him the subpoenas, and you're going to fill them out, but then I'm going to sign them. Okay?
Your Honor, we can, if it's subpoenas for appearances, we can sign them as clerks. You don't have, yeah. Okay.
I know that, but it maybe they'll take it a little more serious if the judge is signing. I'm not worried about the Brownstown official.
You want
I'm
to
worried about
got
the
it.
other person putting in the structure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right?
If the company is out of state in Ohio, is via Zoom acceptable?
Oh my God, they're out of Ohio.
I believe they're based out of Ohio. I'm not sure what the representative that I spoke to is located or who tried to get in permits.
Did you deal with somebody in state?
No, it was all via phone. I'm not sure what they were based off of.
Technically, I can't really issue subpoenas. Well, let me think about it. Did you enjoy a decent relationship with them? Maybe they'll just show up voluntarily. The Brownstown official, I would subpoena.
Absolutely.
The other ones, see if you can't get them to come up, and I'll be glad to let them appear by Zoom.
That's acceptable.
I'll let them appear by Zoom. And Jennifer, I need you to look through all of this and make sure that we get back everything to the other side, okay? What? Yes, sir. And I need a Spanish interpreter. Yes, sir.
I would like to answer the question that you asked. Can the footage be fixed?
Yeah, tell me.
So we're gonna investigate and we go to the city, talk to the inspectors.
That's why I want to get everybody here.
If he has any solution.
That's what I want you to do. There's nothing wrong with you talking to him now and saying, what solutions can we come up with? You two,
Answer the phone.
Mr. Mara, maybe you guys can work this out. Call the city, the township, tell them what I'm saying, see if you can't figure something out.
Ruben did come up with a solution, but gave me an estimate of $7,100 to correct it.
Jeez. And how much did you pay him? You paid him 10?
I paid him $10,000 flat.
Oh my gosh. Let's get everybody here. If you guys can figure something out, God bless you. I'm good with it.
Absolutely.
Talk to them, okay? And I'll see you back here June 15th. Go down the hall first, get your notices. You can
get an agreement, we'll be here on the June 15th.
Right. And either way, you have to let us know if you do settle it with a dismissal order, okay? Jennifer, call Ms. Villarreal and tell her that I would like her to do this if she can, if you're capable, if you're able to call her direct. I don't know how those
Yes,
companies are
I will
working.
reach out to her. If not, I
Thank
have
you.
her email.
Thank you. We're all set. Go down the hall. Vega, Marquise Vega. Did he come here and show up and leave? Do you know, Jennifer, I got a criminal case here for time
I'm
to pay.
asking right now, Judge.
I'm sending this file back down. Anthony Hall versus Top Speed Performance and Repair. And then I've got a counter complaint. Top Speed Performance and Repair versus Anthony Hall. Wow. I can tell none of these are going to be easy today. Hang on one second. Is Jill Malinowski here?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to take that one first. That looks like that might be a little easier, but I'm not sure. Have a seat, guys. You can have a seat right at the table. Jill Malinowski versus Camarina Orozco Israel Alejandro. 2601696. Have you guys talked here, by the way? Anthony Hall and Top Speed Performance and tried to resolve this?
Your Honor, we
I
have,
just asked if you tried to resolve it.
yeah,
Any sense in you guys talking again?
I don't think so.
Okay, come on up here, folks. Your name is Malinowski again?
Joe.
And your name, sir?
Israel Cameron,
All right, you're the defendant. Who's this with you?
my wife.
What is your name, ma'am?
Sabrina.
All right, you're not, how do you spell your last name?
CAMARENA.
Okay. I'm not sure really what this is, but I'm going to tell you all, you have the right, or at least you, Mr. Camarino, and you, ma'am, Ms. Malinowski, that you have the right to have the case removed to the General Civil Division. If you do that, you will be able to preserve certain rights. If you proceed in small claims, you're giving up the right to appeal my decision, to hire a lawyer, to demand a trial by jury, and to the extent that you might be entitled to it, ma'am, in excess of $7,000 you could sue for. If you waive those rights, you're staying here, but you can't appeal my decision, even if it's the worst you've ever heard of. You can't have a jury trial. You can't hire a lawyer. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Do you wish to give up those rights and proceed here or have the case removed,
I
ma'am?
wish to proceed here, Your Honor.
Sir,
I'll proceed here.
you waive those rights?
Yes.
Raise your right hands, everybody. Are you a witness?
Yes.
Raise your right hands, everybody. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got, ma'am?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes, I do.
Ma'am?
Yes.
All right. So I'm reading this police report narrative.
He's walking. He was in the jury room.
I'm asking you to, he wanted 2,500 up front and 25 at the end of the job for parts and labor, right? To do your kitchen?
Yes, that's what he asked for.
Did you guys have a contract?
We had a verbal contract. It was 5,000.
Why do you guys do that? Why would you do verbal? I wouldn't verbalize a contract over this pen. You
There's
can't.
documentation in here, Your Honor.
Let me see what you got. What didn't he do? You can hand that right to her. What didn't he do?
He started
How much did you pay him, by the way?
$2,500 to start the job.
Okay, is that true?
Technically, yes and no.
I have to.
Wait a minute. Woo,
I have to.
woo. What do you mean technically, yes?
So-
Did she give you 2,500 bucks? or didn't
She did give me a deposit.
Was it 2,500?
Yes,
All right, then what do you mean technically?
but it wasn't.
Listen, I just want you guys to answer my questions.
No, I will.
I don't want to be rude about this, but technically, yes or no is about the worst answer you could have given me. Either she gave you 2,500 bucks or she did. All I asked was, did she give you
She
2,500?
did,
Okay, so we all agree on that.
yes,
And that was supposed to be the initial deposit, right?
yes.
Okay, so then tell me what happened.
During that course of time, he came and installed a refrigerator.
Installed, when did you give him the 2,500 bucks? What day?
Was given to him to start the kitchen on 12/6/25.
Okay,
During the course of that time, $400 was given to him on 12/21 for extra work that needed to be done in the kitchen. And
wait a minute. Now, did you guys amend the contract? Or was that just toward the 5,000?
that was a little extra because he ran into some problems and needed the extra 400
Whoop, okay.
to correct those issues that he ran into.
You know, you guys would save yourselves a lot of time if you got lawyers and money to deal with these. So you gave him 400 bucks. Do you have it documented what that was for?
Yes, I do. It is in there. It is for the extra work that needed.
What kind of extra work?
The plumbing underneath the sink.
Okay.
The pipes needed to-
Is that true?
Yes, negative.
Okay, how much did she give you?
So the 400 that she's talking about was not for that. The plumbing was done almost at the end of the.
What was the 400
job
for?
there. The 400 that were there was for additional parts to install the fridge. So the $2,500 went towards installing the fridge in the wall, which initially was not supposed to be in the wall. It was supposed to be out the wall.
I see.
And I gave her an idea of putting the fridge where she had a closet, open up the wall and insert the fridge in there. So that was
You have documentation to tell me that the 400 extra was for the plumbing underneath the sink.
He came across, yes.
Where's your documentation?
It's in the packet.
Yeah, you gotta
I
be
have
a little, wait,
signatures.
slow down. You gotta be a little bit more specific on that.
And there's the pictures that were taken of what the kitchen.
Now, you guys wrote, gave Israel $400 for the extra work that needed done for kitchen. That's what it wrote. You both signed it. Now,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to guess at that? I don't know what that means. Does that mean for the plumbing? Does it mean for extra parts because you want?
This courtroom hearing starts off like organized chaos. Dozens of defendants waiting outside, lawyers rushing between cases, people appearing over Zoom, and the judge trying to move through an endless stack of files. But then, one case suddenly changes the tone of the entire courtroom. A father and son stand before the judge after a late-night traffic stop spiraled completely out of control. Prosecutors originally charged the father with intimidating a witness and resisting police, serious charges carrying the possibility of years in prison. But the more details that come out in court, the stranger the situation becomes. According to police, the father repeatedly told his son not to cooperate with officers during the stop. Officers claim the son refused to identify himself and resisted commands. But the family tells a very different story. They insist they were simply leaving a store, noticed police following them, and believed they were being unfairly targeted from the beginning. Then comes the moment that changes everything. The father looks directly at the judge and says, "I told my son to follow all lawful orders." But police reports claim the exact opposite happened. Suddenly, the courtroom becomes a battle over what really occurred during those few chaotic minutes on the roadside. The judge listens carefully and refuses to rush the case. Instead of immediately sentencing anyone, he says something powerful about modern policing and body cameras. Now, with the advent of video, it's almost an anomaly when you don't have a video of something. And that's when the hearing shifts completely. The judge demands to review body cam footage, phone recordings, and police reports before making a final decision, because he openly admits there may be more to the story. By the end of the hearing, nobody leaves with total victory. The plea deal stays in place for now, but the judge makes it clear he wants the full truth before deciding anyone's future. So here's the real question. When video evidence and police reports tell different stories, who should courts trust more? Like and subscribe for more real courtroom moments.